So like this one time in 2012, St. Patrick's Day, when Megan was still a very, very big drunk.
Was?
I was worse back then.
Okay.
I was singing to my red Solo cup after we got a bunch of limes and tequila. Except instead of red Solo cup, I sang red yellow cup.
Oh my God!
I fill you up. Prepare to party.
This past Halloween, second year Halloween,
Yes, my dear.
I was flailing. I don't, like, my eyes were closed.
Preston was cheering her
Dancing,
on. I was going, no, no, Mulan.
Fail, brother, fail, like, get out of
Wait.
like.
And she kept doing it. And then, flash forward, she's on the ground, on the grass. Not even barfing though, she's just spitting.
God. I remember this night.
Yes!
I was there.
She's just spitting on the ground. I'm like, Mulan, are you okay? And she's like, Megan, take me home. And I'm like,
it wasn't.
I was like, Mulan, I can't.
And then I kept being like, because I hadn't been to the loop yet, so I kept being like, guys, I'm going to loop.
I'm going to loop.
I'm going to loop. I'm going to loop.
Mulan didn't make it to the loop. We took Mulan home.
Okay, so basically what happened, it's St. Patrick's Day.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, St. Patrick's Day. And, okay, Chantal, this is your story.
Okay, so we were all getting ready, we were all pre-drinking. I was pretty upset, so I drank like a bottle of wine pretty quickly. And then, so we were on our way to the bar. There's Holly, me, and Devan. And we get to the bar, and Holly's like, let me buy you a drink, let me buy you a drink.
And she's like, and I'm like, okay, beer. And she's like, no, I don't want beer. I don't want beer. And so then she's like, shots.
Yeah,
Shots. Tequila shots.
You tried to make it seem like it was my idea, but it was Devan.
You were all about it. You were like,
I know,
tequila
but then he put the
shots.
idea in my head.
And I was like,
Exactly
okay,
what I
tequila
wanted.
shots. So I go and I get some tequila shots. And Chantal
I took the shot.
takes the tequila shot.
There was no, wait, was there no limes?
There was no there were lemons. So we did the salt. We took the tequila shot, took the lemon, and instantly Chantal's like,
You know when you take a bad shot and you're like, but it was like a
and
step
I'm like,
worse.
oh Chantal, you want water? And she's like, I'm like, water, and Chantal's like this, and then I'm just like, Chantal, just do it. And she pukes on the floor in front of the bar
On Haley Gardner's shoes.
Haley Gardner's shoes,
Haley Gardner.
I then stood in that puke for 20 minutes.
just to protect it. It was a long time ago. About 2 years ago.
Oh my god.
So long.
You did really well so far.
And it was Halloween, and I was Avatar,
Were you? I thought you were a blue tiger.
basically. And I was very drunk. And they were calling me Blue Tiger, and I was very offended by that. And so there were these, I don't know in video form, but like it was wide enough so that I could go like this, like with my hands on the wall and my legs on the other wall. And so I actually did it. I did it like 3 times, but nobody saw it except for this guy named Daniel DaCosta, who, yeah, this guy.
Name dropped.
So Daniel DaCosta was watching me do this. And so we were with all these people at residence, and there was Chantal here, and Mulan was there. Mulan's right here. I'm coming. She was there, and
That's better.
and she saw, I'll just switch over. And she saw a blue tiger. And so basically what I was trying to do was to hold myself in between the walls like that. And I was like, okay guys, and in front of everyone, there were probably like, how many people there? Like 20 people?
What?
10 people.
There were like 6 people.
7 to 10.
There was 30.
They were the lucky 2 to see this.
And Daniel.
And Daniel
DaCosta.
DaCosta. And so I was like, guys, can a blue tiger do this? And I went to hold myself up between the walls, and I launched myself from one wall.
Launched is a good word.
Yeah,
I
launched.
would have used it.
I kicked my feet, and I went like this, and I smashed my face into the other wall.
It was
I literally.
Usually we go out in groups of like 3 or something to club, but first year, like everyone was going, like everybody was going. And I was like super excited because it was a huge group. We were all pre-drinking in Mackenzie's room. And like Chiano was going, who never goes. Preston was going, he never goes. We were just like starting to be a thing. So I was like super pumped. This was awesome, great. And so we were all hanging out, pre-drinking in Mackenzie's room. Next thing I know, I wake up on the bathroom floor in my tights and my bra, and there's a pillow, my hair's wet. And that's where I woke up.
So our 2 good friends, Holly and Katrina, were
with her at the time when she started puking in the cab, and it was really good. And so they were trying to take care of her because she had puked on herself in the cab and just made a giant mess. Took her back, and they were trying to get her ready, and Chantel was just being the most belligerent, drunk bitch that any of her, like, she's never belligerently drunk ever, and just started yelling and being
Thanks, but no. Thank you, but
So
no.
then
thank you, but no.
I was trying to change her, and she was in her bra and her little tights with her underwear.
I puked
and
in
she's
Holly's
like,
dress, all over Holly's
all over
dress.
my dress, and she's like, thanks, but no, and wouldn't let me change her. So she fell asleep with a bra and underwear on her bathroom floor, and
Puke in my hair.
she's going like this with her finger.
Because I hate you guys.
And
Katrina was like, oh, throw up in the toilet, throw up in the toilet. Oh, and then I did, and she like applauded me. And I said, fuck you, Katrina! Because I can do it myself. I appreciate it though.
Even though she needed me to hold the bag. So as she falls asleep, she's got her finger up like this, and we knew she had fallen asleep when it slowly went like this.
Basically, end
Until
story.
it was gone.
Thank you, Holly and Katrina, for taking care of me. You're wonderful, and it's appropriate that other people told this story because I don't remember it.
Precursor to this story is that I don't like being told what not to do. So we were drinking, getting really, really drunk before we were going out to a club, and one of our friends was bringing another one of his friends to the club of whom we had never met. And so we were getting drunk, and this whole time we had been just like talking about how hot this new guy is, and I was like, well, maybe let's like try and make a move at him. We were getting to the club, and one of my other friends was like, oh, I thought he was for me, and I was like, I don't know. That's not what I had heard, but okay, sure. And then instantly, as soon as that happened, everyone was drunk, and then everybody got mad at Mackenzie because I was apparently being really promiscuous, even though we hadn't even gotten to the club yet. And so I was told by one of my friends not to go anywhere near this guy when he showed up at the club because he was for somebody else. And of course, they had dibs. And of course, as my drunk, bitchy self, I don't like being told what not to do. So I said, fuck that, and ended up just going against it and making out with him a couple of times during the night. The night ended and I ended up going home. And I ended up going home realizing as I was at my door that I didn't have my keys. I was locked out of my house. It was 3 o'clock in the morning, and the only other person that lives there was my older landlady. Instead of knocking on the door and being a responsible person and just accepting my fate, I went back to the hotel.
All the bugs.
I went back to the hotel in which this guy was staying and stayed there instead.